Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Easter. It's Easter week. So I am doing the group challenge, the Easter Colors Challenge for my Facebook group, Pouring Your Heart Out. And these are the colors, the little eggs. Yellow, orange, pink, purple, blue and green. So that's my colors. I've got them here. Green, blue, purple, pink, orange and yellow. They're all Mont Marte. And I've mixed them with my glue and water pouring medium. 50% glue, Elmer's glue oil, 50% water. And then I've mixed them probably, normally I would do 1.5 pouring medium to 1 part paint for a swipe, but I'm thinking I might do a little bit of enhancing on my pour. We'll see what it looks like. So I've added a little bit less pouring medium, so it's probably 1 3/4 pouring medium to paint. I did 55 grams of pouring medium and 45 grams of paint. Okay, this is my canvas here, 40 by 50 centimeters or 12 by 16 inches. That's that one. And what else I'm going to tell you? So this is them there. So they're light green. I get my big bottles of Mont Marte and I just put them in the jars. So it's much easier just to, you know, scoop some out rather than have to pour from the big bottle. But I do that. And when it's empty like that, I just need to refill it. So I've got the light green, the cerulean blue. Put them over here out of the way. Now the lilac I made, it's just the violet with some white because I wanted them all to be more pastel-y colours. So it's just and I made that. The other good thing about having the jars is you can mix your own colours. That's the pink. Now this one is a mixture of orange and yellow, and I call it warm orange. Just it's not so bright as the main orange. And then there's the medium yellow, which as opposed to the lemon yellow. I think the lemon yellow is a little bit too bright. So those are my colours. Get my gloves on. So what I'm going to do today, I thought it would be really nice if I used these gorgeous pastel-y Easter colours and then did a swipe with white. So that's what I'm going to do. My white is 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. I've got, what did I do, 50 grams, no, 45 grams of pouring medium and 35 grams of paint, because you want your swipe colour to be thinner than your other colours. Okay, so that's all the colours. Now we need to add the oil. Now it leaves a little mound. It's probably quite similar to the I guess the mix that I would use for a flip cup pour, but normally I would do swipes in a thinner mix, but because I might want to do some little enhancing, I've made it a little bit thicker, as I said, so it leaves a little mound. So here we go, the oil, the Spot On Treadmill silicone oil. So I've got almost 100 grams, so 3 ounces. I'll do 3 drops. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Whoops, I think you got 4. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. You don't really need to squeeze the bottle, you just hold it like that. Hold it up and let them drip out. If you squeeze it, you probably get about 20 drops. And that's a bit much. Now let me just give these a good mix in. Bear with me or fast forward. It'll only be a minute. Give them a stir. Got to get that oil mixed in well, hey, otherwise you get big blobs of silicone oil. And then when you swipe, they'll turn into like big wormy things. That pink's a bit thinner actually. I didn't actually check to see if they were all the same. I just kind of went for it. I put a little bit of extra paint in the pink. See, the whites tend to be a little bit thinner. Well, with the Mont Marte, the white always seems to be a little bit thinner. And the pink's obviously got white in it. You know, they've started with red and they've added white and they've made pink. But yeah, like I said, the whites always tend to be a little bit thinner than the other colours. That should be all right. Just want a little mound. Make sure they're all the same because different colours are definitely different consistencies. I find that browns are really thick. So now I'm just having a look. I think anything that's got white in it is going to be an opaque colour. Mont Marte only do opaque and semi-transparent. They don't do any transparent, which is a real shame. Wish they would. So any colour that's got white in it is going to be more of an opaque colour. You're a little bit on the thin side too. Doesn't matter. It'll be fine. Just get all that oil mixed in. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just ribbon pour all the colours out. I'm going to pour the white across the top. I'm going to use my piece of plastic. It doesn't quite make it, so I'll probably do it that way, turn it around and then do it that way. So I'll do that. So let's get this paint on the canvas, shall we? Hopefully I've made enough. So I've got, what have I got, 6 colours. And roughly 100 grams of each colour. So 600 grams for this size canvas. Because the paint's, you know, a little bit on the thinner side, you can get away with not making quite so much. If I was doing a flip cup pour, I would need to have it, need more paint because it's thicker. I'm trying to put it sort of between the green. I don't want it really going on top. It doesn't matter if a little bit does, but I'm trying to get it in between to cover the canvas. So when I swipe, like the blue will go over the green, so we'll get multicoloured cells. Oh, look at that, it went right over the edge. Goodness me. Alright, that's that one done. I'll just stack my cups up here. Actually, I don't really want the yellow next to the white, like on top. But yeah, I'm trying not to get them too much on top. I want to cover the whole canvas, so it should be okay. Again, if you don't want to watch, fast forward. I'll catch up with you when it's time to swipe. So, what's everyone doing for Easter this year? I was going to go down and visit my daughter. She's actually moving into her new house this week. But I was going to go down and visit her, but Brisbane's just gone into another COVID lockdown, unfortunately. So won't be visiting her on Thursday as planned. Never mind. Catch up another day. It's always exciting when you have your first home, isn't it? And decide where you want to put everything. I didn't video it, but you might have seen the photo of the painting that she and I did for her new house. It's to go in her stairwell. It's a double-story townhouse, so it's got a big stairwell there, and she thought it would look lovely to have a nice long thin painting there. So we did that the other day when she was up for the weekend. We had a lovely weekend. We went to the Mont market on the Saturday morning, and then the Saturday afternoon we came and painted, and then the Sunday morning we went and saw Kong versus Godzilla. So it was a very busy weekend. I didn't actually get any videos done, so I'm a little bit behind. If you're wondering why I didn't put up a video every day, that's why, because I was out with her having fun. I got the day off work today, and then I had to work on Monday, but today's Tuesday, so I got the day off work and I get to pour for you. Righto, here we go. Last colour, the pink. Let's see if we can cover in some of these little gaps. I am going to tilt cover the canvas anyway. So the more paint you leave on the canvas after you've tilted, the more chance that your cells have to grow when they pop up. If you pretty much tilt most of it off and leave a very thin surface, then when the cells come up, there's not much paint for them to kind of move around and swim around in, is there? So they tend to stay smaller. But if you've got more left, they'll tend to grow a little bit bigger. So we'll just see what happens. Now, I don't want to waste all my paint, but I do need to go over the edges, over the corners. So just be aware of the weight of the paint where it is so that you can move it where you want it to go. I think that side's done, that's done, that's done. Now we're just got to go around to here and do the bottom. And then move it down here and do this last corner. And over we go. Bring the weight of the paint kind of back to the middle again. Ish. Don't want it all down the bottom there, just sort of bring it back again. All right, let me wipe my hands and get some white on. Didn't actually waste too much of it over the sides, which is nice. Not too much. Now I've got my paper towel that I've got. It's folded in half. I'll put that there. That way when I drag my plastic down, I can just wipe it on that. I think there's just a bit of a blob of unmixed paint there. That won't matter at all. That little mark that I've made, we'll cover it all up shortly. Alrighty. Oh, I hope it works, hope it works. Alright, here we go. I've got my white. Now don't pour too much colour on, otherwise when you swipe, if it's white's too thick, it'll cover a lot of the canvas before it starts to thin out. So usually less is more. And I do want it to kind of cover the back of the canvas, like fall down the back. So I'm just going to pour some along the very edge there and let it kind of fall over the back. Did it do it? Let's have a look. Yes. Now the back's covered. So now I'm just going to pour a little bit more. Pour a little bit more. Rhymes. All right, I think that will be enough. Okay, here we go. Now don't touch the very edge of your canvas because you'll kind of make it bald. So don't touch the very edge, sort of come in a little bit. There's a blob there, something in there. The blob. All right, here we go. Are we still taping? Oh my gosh, hope we are. Yep, we're still taping. So here we go. Now just touch into the white. Don't hold the board, plastic or whatever on the side, so it bends. Hold it at the bottom. Put one foot in front of the other so that when you pull back right all the way back here, you're not going to fall over. So make sure you do that. Okay? Let the plastic touch your white. You don't really want it touching the other colours, just your white. And then you slowly drag down. Okay, and then this is what you do here. You wipe here. Now I'm going to turn that around because I want the clean edge. I'm going to overlap a little bit. And I'm going to go again. Make sure you got good contact in that white before you start. Don't want to just drop it and run. Okay, there we go. Clean that off. Pretty easy, hey? You just throw that in your sink. You can rinse that off later on. Now let's move that out of the way. So it looks as if we've got a nice amount of white covering I'm not fussed about my edges. If I had to go again, I'd make another line. See how there's that line there where the two have overlapped? I'm not fussed about that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to torch, and then, oh, hang on, there's that fly I've been looking. Oh, it's gone now. It landed right here. Where'd you go? Come back and die. Come here. I've got my big painting that Christy and I did on the table behind us, and it's going to take like 4 or 5 days to dry. And I keep coming in to check to make sure that there's no bugs or flies or anything sitting in it. Oh, that'll just ruin it. So if I see a fly in here, I've got to get it. Now, torching with the big boy. Blow torch. Let's torch and see if we can get some cells up, hey? Not too close to begin with. Just see what it's going to do first. You might not want too many cells. We'll just see what it's going to look like before we do too much. I'm not going to torch in that white. I don't want cells in the white there at the moment. And I'll tell you why in a minute if it ends up looking like what I am hoping it's going to look like. Torching. I guess I could have made my white a little bit thicker. So I'll turn that off while I talk to you. There's 2 ways of looking at your white. If you make it thicker, you have a lot of white covering, and then from here might be all white, and then you start getting some cells. The way I've done it, I've had it quite thin, so up here, because I've got a wider canvas, there's not much white left on here. So when the cells come up, you can't really see that stark difference between the colour of the cells and the white as you can there. But that's just, it's just the way it is today. A few more little cells up here. Do want to keep some background colour. Alright, now let's see how that's going to go. I'm just going to wipe down my edges down the bottom there just to catch those drips that are falling. And I've missed a corner. Just paint that little corner there. Alright, so I've only got little cells because, like I said, I made my mix a little bit on the thicker side today. Now I'm going to turn this around and not get it on my painting scrubs, hopefully. Alright, where's my mark that I had? I mean, I guess I would have liked slightly bigger cells, but I want to see what happens with my little idea that I've got here. So I've got some paper towels, I've got a couple of pieces of plastic, and I'm going to see if I can like draw some grasses or something through. So I'm just going to start with a little one. Remember, like I did with that tree one I did the other day? I don't know if you guys saw this one. So similar to that, but not as much, just like little grassies. And hopefully I'll get some colour through the white, and then I can bring it up. And I may do some little tiny balloon, like to make flowers at the top there, because a lot of the countries over on the other side of the world are having spring at the moment. I mean, we're in autumn, or fall, we're going to go into winter, but yeah, I just thought maybe I'll do something Easter spring related. Right, here we go. Oh my gosh, and I'm going to go through here because that's where my colours have overlapped. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do just yet. I guess we'll just see as we go along how it looks, what it turns out to be. I'm not quite sure. So I didn't press very hard on that one. I probably need to press a little bit harder. Actually, I might use, where have I got my little, I've got a little palette knife. I wonder how that would go. It's got a little bit more pressure on it. The paint's still quite thick there. No, that's not working. That's because I'm using the pointy edge. I think I'll just go back to what I was doing. This one. Whoops, oops, try not to drip. So some longer ones, some thinner ones. And because there's a lot of white there, you can, if you want, you know, put in extras there. A little bit more just in the white there, if you wanted to. With that orange that's come through. Oh, look at that. That's pretty, isn't it? So some colours, as you know, will create a little bit of mud. Muddy looking. Yeah, some colours just do that, so be aware of what colours mix. Orange and sort of blue or turquoise tend to do that. And I guess you could wait until your paint's a little bit thicker, like set a little bit more before you do this. But I need to just get it done because I have a resin project that I need to use this table for that I want to get done next. Okay. Alrighty, how's that looking? Okay, I think that's probably enough with the grassy bits. Isn't it funny how I got a lot of blue here? I've obviously had more blue there. Right, now, where's my little balloon? I thought I'd do some little balloon dips. There he is. It's been used a bit. It's a little water balloon. So I'll get that out of the way. I'll get a fresh piece of paper towel. I'm just going to pop it down here. And I'm going to do some balloon dips. Okay, so they're going to kind of go at the ends of these. All right, let's see what they look like. At the end of the little sticks. Now you can see that the paint's a little bit thin, a little bit thick, a little bit soft still. So I'll go over them a few times just to get a little bit more paint off the canvas. So I'll do that. There's still a lot of paint there. So it just takes a little while. I mean, you could wait. You probably have to wait about 8 hours for your paints to thicken up a little bit, but I tend to just go over it more times and take a little bit more paint off, and then, you know, you wipe it off each time, and that reduces the amount of paint that's there. So it just takes a little bit of time, but it can look really pretty. I do kind of wish I had a little bit more white, like made my white a little bit more on the thick side. So if I'm not happy with this, I'll actually make up a little bit more white and I'll just swipe over it, which I may actually do if this doesn't look nice, if it's looking a little bit muddy, which kind of is. So it's sort of what I was looking for, but not quite. So I think I'll do that. Just bear with me. I'm just going to make up a little bit more white, and I'll make it a bit thicker. And we'll go again over the top. Yes, we will. Hang on. Right, I've got a little bit more white. I've made up equal amounts. I did 20 grams of pouring medium and 20 grams of white. Now the only issue is, of course, that once we swipe down, this little cells may be too small. Anyway, we shall see. Do the same, pour that across the back. Tip some off. Okay, I've cleaned my plastic, so let's go again. And hopefully this time we'll have a little bit more of a white covering. You can see the difference it makes. Whoops, forgot to put my paper towel there. I had it on the other side. I better get another piece organised. So you can see the difference that the thicker white makes. Alright, let's go again, turn that over, overlap it a little bit. Make sure one foot's in front of the other. Don't go too fast. If you go too fast, you'll miss areas like that. It kind of jumps. Alright, let me just get this cleaned up real quick. And then I'll torch. Hopefully I've made the right decision here, you guys. Oh, it's only paint. Alright, let's torch again, hey? Let's see if we can still get some cells up. They'll probably be a little bit smaller. Firstly, because my white's thicker, and secondly, because there's not as much paint left on the canvas now. I've sort of stripped more of it off with swiping again. But I think I'll be happier with it this time. You know, if you're not happy with something, do it again. I think, you know, do something to the best of your ability. Keep going. I'll keep going until I'm happy with something. That's just me. Pop bubbles across the back there. Don't know how much more I'll get across here because the white's really quite thick there. As in a lot of white on the surface. You can see the cells are more brightly coloured this time. You can see them against that white background, which is more what I was aiming for. But still seeing that gorgeous coloured background there. Alright. Okay, I'm happier with that. Now, we'll turn it around and we'll do the same thing. And take your hands around so that you don't drip. Okay. Now let's have a little look and see what we'll do with the stick here. You can see it's much more white over the surface, can't you? I wonder what colours we're going to get. There's a bit of a blob in there. A blob of unmixed paint. Go. Get off. Alright. Will I use my big one? No, I'd rather use the little one, I think. Right, let's have a look and see what we're going to get this time, hey? So I'll just do the same as I did last time. Don't have to do all of them going straight through. Oops, I didn't press hard enough for that one. And I'll try and get to like a point at the end there if possible. Make sure I don't drip. Getting some gorgeous colours through here. You probably can't see them, but there are really pretty colours coming through. It just doesn't look as muddy this time around because of the thicker white. I'm just swirling my little piece of plastic instead of just going straight. It's just getting a bit of a wriggle. Oops, I touched the edge there with my finger. Cover it up. Glove just touched the side there. Okay, where's my plastic? Oh, there. Can't see it. All right, here we go. Nearly done. I've got to hold it a bit closer so I can put some more pressure on that bit of plastic. Okay. That's looking good. If there's any areas that you want to make a little bit longer, you can do that. Stand back and have a look and see what you want to do. All right, now I need some more paper towel and I need to turn it around and we'll do our little balloons. Much happier with it this time, so thanks for bearing with me. I'm not one of those people that just show you, you know, the ones that work. I'm happy to show you maybe if it doesn't work and then how to fix it, you know. Okay, so that's the bottom where you can see. So I'm going to do some balloons. I need some more paper towel. You go through a lot of paper towel with this. It's quite a messy technique. I think next time, like if you guys do this, maybe don't put so much green in there because the green kind of takes over a little bit, I find. All right, let's have a little look. Now I'm doing it upside down for me. My side's upside down. So I'm going to do the same as before. I'll just do it quickly. Wipe off my paint. I have to come back and do a second one, or third, or even fourth, depending on how much paint I need to get rid of. Or you could just wait until your paint thickens up, starts to set. But I don't have that luxury of time today. Just keep going over them until I've taken a little bit more paint off. Still not really bright, but I think it's just my colors that I've chosen. You know, some of them, like I said earlier, they go a little bit muddy, so it's just the colors I've chosen. But you don't have to do this for your Easter challenge. You could do anything, any technique you like. You could do a ring pull, you could do flip cups, you could do a swipe. Maybe you want to use some resin in those colors. You could do that too. How's it looking? Is it starting to look better? Taking some more paint off. Thinning it down a bit. Need more paper towel. There's no point putting the paint back on again. You've got to wipe it off each time. Thin your paint down on the canvas. I like to use the water balloons because it's just got a little bit more weight to it than an air balloon. So if you can incorporate some cells, you'll get petals. Where there's no cells, you won't have petals. You'll just have more of a starburst kind of a look. So as I'm One more for you. As I'm taking the paint off the canvas, it's going to become a little bit more bright. The colours will become more bright. So we won't give up on it just yet. And then your shape of your flowers also will be prettier once there's less paint and the paint doesn't start flowing back into the center. You know, you'll get a prettier little petal look. Okay, I don't want to do any down there. I may actually just do a few more little squiggles down there. I'm going to see what that looks like flower wise without sort of doing any more to it just at the moment. Let me turn it around. I'm just going to do a few more little, because I can't do it upside down. I'm trying not to touch it on my shirt. I just want to see if I can sort of fill in this bottom area a little bit more, just with some sort of thinner pieces. They can overlap a bit too. They don't all have to be exactly in the same direction. Hey, just make it kind of look a little bit more natural if they overlap just a touch. Can't have them all the same height. That looks a bit weird too if I've got them all the same height. There we go. That's kind of just blended them a little bit more. Okay. I'm happy with that. What do you think? Do you like it? It's a bit different, isn't it? But why not? All right, now I can turn it around again, so that you can see, because that's the bottom there towards you. Now, do I need to take any more off? Just waited while the paint sort of fell back into the center with the balloons. So let's have a little look. Now that's right on the edge, so I know I can't do that one anymore, and I can see the canvas starting to show through, so I can't do that one anymore. I might do a little bit, just one more on a few of these. And then I will be done skis. And I'll take you down for a close-up so you can have a little look. You can see the colours that are popping through in these little flowers. They're really pretty. Let's see if I can get that cell there. Got him! Alright, that's me done now, you guys. Can't take any more off. Otherwise, I'll have nothing left on the canvas. Oh no! Did you see that? This is the thing. I don't know why, but they love paint. I always want to sit in my paintings. Turn that ring light off. Actually, no, I better leave it on. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Oh, sorry it's such a long video. Oh my gosh, 38 minutes. So sorry. Oh, it's not showing how lovely and bright it is. Why not? Why not? It's a bit dark in here. When I take a photo, I'll show you how lovely and bright it is. You can see some really pretty colours coming through in those little flowers. And then down the bottom there, where it's just the plain white, which is what I wanted. Got a lot of blue coming through there. Alrighty, there we go. I'll leave it at that. Get myself cleaned up, move on to the next project. But yeah, I'll take a photo and I'll adjust the colour so you can see how nice and bright it is, because it's a bit dull in here. Alright, thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something a little bit more about swiping and consistencies. But I'm happy that you saw the difference in the consistency of the swipe colour anyway. It's always good to learn something. All right, happy Easter, if those that celebrate Easter. Happy holidays. I'll see you real soon for the next video. Okay, bye for now.